Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Roswell Goddard High School as we get ready for Game 2 of the 2021 basketball season. I'm TJ Miracle flying solo tonight from here at the launch pad. Thank you for being with us wherever you are tonight. Of course, all over southeast New Mexico, West Texas on Z94 KZOR, on the Z94 KZOR app around the world, and also watching live on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on the game. And, you may be thinking 14 turnovers sounds like a lot. Really, in the high school game, it is not. And with the press game that Lovington plays, it's really not all that many at all. They forced 29 out of Artesia. So this Cat team, I think, can definitely hang with anybody. They've just got to work on a few mistakes that they had and move on. Can't worry about what happened on Tuesday night. You've got to face the opponent in front of you. And the opponent in front of them tonight is, of course, the Roswell Goddard Rockets under longtime head coach Anthony Maestas. They're not having the kind of season that they're used to either, just 2-5 on the year, but they are 1-0 in district as they defeated Portales pretty handily, 54-36 on Tuesday night. So Goddard looking to stay in the win column. Lovington looking to make this a much tighter district race. Of course, every game matters in this pandemic shortened season, simply because you don't have a lot of room for error. Matter of fact, almost none, as they're only going to take 8 teams into the playoffs, which start in a couple of weeks, and there are 6 districts, and the district champions, as always, get an automatic berth into the playoffs. So though there's 6 seeds spoken for, and they're only going to take 2 wild cards, so you have very little room for error. You want to go ahead and win the district and get in that way. Of course, with no district tournament this year, no way to get in that way. Of course, that's how Lovington got into the playoffs 1 season ago. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, come back and continue. This is Wildcat Basketball from Z94 KZOR and Walmart Digital. Back here at Roswell Goddard High School, I'm TJ Miracle flying solo this evening. Game 2 of the 2021 shortened basketball season as the Cats 1-3 overall, but 0-1 in district, looking to get into the win column against a tough Goddard Rockets team. The JV game just a few minutes ago, Lovington's JV falling 71-37 in that one to the Goddard JV, but still, a pretty good showing. They never went away. They kept fighting all the way through it. For tonight, your Cats will be in the Road Blues, of course, the all-blue unis with the white letters and numbers. Goddard in the home whites with the navy blue letters and numbers and the Columbia blue trim. So the teams heading out to their respective free throw lines for the introduction of the team. So we'll take another timeout, come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off. You're listening to the Lovington Wildcats on Z94, KZOR, Hobbs, Lovington, and watching on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. And welcome back here to Roswell Goddard, getting ready for game 2 of the district season as the teams being introduced out onto the floor. As we'll get to the starters here momentarily. Waiting on that last number to come out for Goddard. All right, so the starting 5 tonight for the home team Goddard Rockets will be number 0, Jared Hicks, number 1, Damian Aragon, number 22, Noah Reese, number 23, James Romero, and number 30, James Torres. For your Lovington Wildcats, it'll be number 3, Kobe Sandoval, number 4, Jared Jeffrey, number 5, Isaac Henson, 10, Adam Aguilera, and Tayton Hilliard. Of course, in COVID world, there is no jump ball. It'll be Lovington basketball as we start it from right underneath us. It'll be Tayton Hilliard inbound. You won't be able to see that on the camera, but he throws it into the backcourt to Aguilera, and we are underway as Adam brings it into the front court, and we'll leave it over for Sandoval. Sandoval gets a screen, tosses around to Tayton, then to Adam. Comes from the left to the right, goes into the paint. Wide open look on the right side from Henson, and he is fouled. He should be going to the line for 3. Close coverage over there. Let's see for sure what the call is going to be. And it will be a 3-shot foul. They're going to call that on Reese, his first personal, and it will be the first team foul on Goddard. Lovington needing to work on their free throw shooting just a little bit, only about 50-50 as Adam drains the first, and the Cats draw first blood. They are up 1-0. Just underway here in game 2 of the district season as, second shot is up. Said Adam Aguilera. It's actually Isaac Henson. So Isaac made his first, made his second, and it is 2-0 for your Wildcats. Henson's third is up, and he gets all three of them. That's the way you want to start it off. 3 straight points from the charity stripe. So Hicks will bring it across the timeline for the Goddard Rockets. Over onto the left side. They'll take it into the paint. Using up the dribble is Aragon. Aragon tries to get it inside to Reese, but it is stolen away. That'll be a turnover, but given right back by the Wildcats. So back down with Reese in the low post, and he'll put up a little push shot, and it is good. 3-2. Lovington still leading by 1. So back down come your Wildcats. They'll bounce it over to Sandoval in the right wing. As I move the camera, I'm flying solo tonight, and going up and in is Kobe, and another 2 on the board for the Wildcats. 5-2 the score, 1 minute gone here in the first quarter. As we come into the front court with Hicks to Aragon. Aragon then will toss it to Torres. Torres working against Sandoval, takes it to the free throw line and will give it off to Aragon. Aragon picks up the dribble, gives it back to Torres, almost stolen away by Henson, and it will be stolen away by Henson. Second turnover. Feed it forward away, breaking Hilliard. Hilliard all by himself, up and in and good. Tayton Hilliard puts 2 on the board, and the Wildcats are up 7-2 here early. Sorry we missed that one on the video. I'm going to remember to move it as we go through. So trying to get it into the low post to Reese, and it'll be knocked away and last touched by the Wildcats. So some subs coming in for Lovington as Jeffrey and Henson go take a seat. And coming in will be Ortiz and also Michael Caudillo. The inbound will come in to Romero as Romero throws it away, and that'll be a turnover. Lovington already has forced 3 in this ballgame. Good pressure defense for the Wildcats. Into the front court come the Cats with Hilliard. Gets a little screen from Ortiz. They'll pass it around with Caudillo. Aguilera thinks about the 3, thinks better of it. Gets it back to Ortiz. He'll pick up his dribble. Needs a little help. As coming over on him very tight is Reese. Seems like we've been calling that kid's name for years. And we'll have an offensive foul called on Lovington. And they're going to call the push foul. See for sure who they're going to whistle that one on, as they're going to whistle that one on Ortiz. That'll be his first personal, first team foul, and the second turnover for Lovington. So it'll be Goddard ball from the near sideline, as Aragon will get it into Hicks, and he'll bring it across center stripe as Goddard will set the offense. Into the right wing, trying to get it into Reese. They'll get it to him in the block. He'll go to the high post, put up a shot. No good, and the rebound going to be made by Hilliard. Back down the other way as Hilliard tosses to Aguilera. Reese is going to back him out. He'll move it back off between the rings and just back up and get his instructions. Set the offense, takes it into the right corner. He drives right base, loses the basketball, and it is off of his leg. And that'll be the third turnover for the Wildcats. Each team with 3 turnovers now, 5:34 remaining here in the first period. Lovington up those 7-2. So Aragon will toss it in. Hicks will run the point as Goddard will bring it into the front court. To work it back to Aragon, almost loses the basketball. Kobe on him very tight. Dangerous pass, gets it to Hicks. He'll drive to the right block, and Lovington gonna tie him up, and possession arrow will stay with Goddard, but a nice tie-up by the Wildcats. So Lovington's pressure giving the Wildcats, or rather the Rockets, a little bit of fits as Jeffrey and Henson will check back in. We'll set the Cats for you momentarily, as it'll be Aragon to inbound it. Gets it to Reese in the deep right corner, and NBA 3 on the way, and that's good. Noah Reese, all 5 points in the books. And it is 7-5, Lovington in the lead as Sandoval to the front court for the Cats. To Henson in the right wing. He'll take it to the free throw line, dump it off to Caudillo. Now over to Sandoval. Caudillo sets the screen, and we'll have another offensive foul called. Are you kidding me? And they're going to call the push foul on Damian Ortiz, I believe. So let's see. Definitely called a foul, but they have, nope, it went the other way, so they called it on. They have 32 up on the board. It is the second team foul, and we'll double check that. At the whistle down on Rhett Price, who just checked into the ball game. So Wildcat basketball in the front court. Henson will control it, gets a screen from Ortiz, takes it to the free throw line, throws it out to Jeffrey. Little head fake as he takes it into the left lane, puts up the push shot, and it is up and in for Jared. And it's 9-5, Lovington up with 4.5 to go here in the first. So into the front court come the Rockets, not showing any urgency as of yet. To Aragon, Caudillo comes out to guard him. They give it to Reese in the left base, and he'll drive in on Ortiz and put up the shot, and it is good. So count the bucket, and he'll get to go for three the old-fashioned way. And they are going to call the hack on Henson. That'll be his first personal, second team foul. So 9-7, Lovington in the lead. Foul on Henson. Ortiz and Caudillo check out. Checking in will be Olivas and Hilliard. So at the line is Noah Reese, who's done all the damage so far for the Rockets as his and one is up, rattles around, won't fall, and a fight for the rebound. It is loose on the floor and out of bounds. It'll be Lovington basketball. Score 9-7. Lovington in the lead as some subs checking in for Goddard. We'll try and get those set for you here momentarily. Oh, it'll be Hilliard inbounds into the backcourt with Aguilera. As Adam looks over at the bench, gets the call and moves it into the front court. The Cats will go to work. Hilliard works on Aragon, who slips up, bounce it inside, trying to get it to Ortiz. The ball goes out of bounds, but last touched by Lovington, and that is their fourth turnover here in the first. But they lead by a bucket. 9-7 is the score here early from Roswell Goddard. So here comes Goddard with Reese, who is their do-everything guy. Been there for forever, pulls up top of the arc, jumper for three, no good, and the rebound made by Hicks, but then stolen away by Jeffrey as Jared will bring it down the other way, puts up a little running shot from 5, gets his own tip, and the putback is in. Jeffrey with the rebound and the putback, and Lovington up 11-7. 3:36 remaining here in a fast-moving first. Into the left corner, three ball on the way for Kiddos. It is going to be short, almost works like a pass as Reese will get the rebound, and he will get the bucket. 11-9 is the score. Didn't mean for that to be an alley-oop, but that's the way it worked. I think it just kissed the glass, so I'll give him a rebound. Hilliard down for your Cats. They work it into the left corner with Aguilera. Adam will bring it around, bounce it into the right corner as Henson pops the three, and bang! Isaac Henson, his sixth point of the ball game, and Lovington now up 14-9. 3 minutes exactly remaining in the first. Goddard pretty methodical, moves it into the front court with Hicks. Hicks into the deep right corner with Price. Price will pull the trigger on a three ball, and that one is good. So the teams trade three-pointers, 14-12. Lovington is up. So here come the Cats into the front court. Aguilera controls and runs the point. Works against Quiros. Then to Hilliard, who gets partially blocked out, and it'll be right into the hands of Reese, but he is going to lose it as Aguilera brings it back down the other way to Hilliard, and Tatum will lay it up and in. Hilliard with 4 points as the teams trade some turnovers, but it comes out in the good for the Wildcats. 16-12 is the score. Each team with 5 turnovers. Quiros bounces it into the low block. Get it in for Reese. Knocked away by Jeffrey. And a sub coming in as it'll be Olivas checking out, and Sandoval checks back in for the Wildcats. 16-12 lead. Lovington off to a good start. 2:05 remaining here in a fast-moving first. It'll be Aragon to inbound. He'll get it into Price, who takes it to the high post, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound going to be brought down by the other Hicks, who gives it off underneath to Torres, who gets his own rebound. Then a fight for it and a jump ball, and it'll be Lovington basketball. Great job by the Cats to tie them up and to get possession back. Again, got to work on the rebounds, and we've only got 1 to their 4. Minute 52 remaining here in the first. As into the front court comes Adam. Aguilera to the right wing, where he works against a man and tries to go in, but has the ball stripped away. It'll be another turnover for the Cats. Mad scramble back the other way. Finally getting it as Aragon drives in. He'll give it to Reese in the right corner. His three ball is on the way. It'll be off the mark, and Reese will wind up with his own rebound, and he'll drive in hard, and he'll get the bucket and the foul. So he's going to be fouled, and he'll get to go for 3 the old-fashioned way. They're going to whistle that one on Henson. That'll be his second personal, third team foul. So Reese has done 11 of the points of the 14 on the board for Goddard. He shut him down. be in pretty good shape. So Reese and his and one is up, and that one will roll home. And it'll make it 16-15. One thing about the other night with Artesia, Lovington let the Bulldogs hang around and then let the momentum shift happen. Got to work on that tonight. Hilliard to the front court. Works it to Adam. Adam to Sandoval. As on him very tight is Torres. They'll continue to work it around to Tayton. Hilliard will drive in, put up a circus shot. It is high off the glass, won't fall, and into the hands of Aragon. Aragon feeds it down to a breaking Reese, and he'll drive hard to the rack, puts up a shot, no good. And Sandoval going to tie up Aragon, but it is in the court of, and the possession arrow says it's Goddard basketball. So Price will check out. Checking in his place for Goddard will be Romero. 16-15, Lovington in the lead here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Great to have you with us tonight. We're on the radio and the video stream as they'll do the high in pass to Reese. And they'll work it around to Torres as Aguilera picks him up. Loses it off of his foot, but right into the hands of his running buddy Hicks. That's Jeremy Hicks. They toss it near side. That'll be Romero. As Romero resets with Torres between the rings. Aguilera out on him. Far side as Henson will guard his man, almost losing it is Aragon. They continue to work it, trying to get it inside of the low post, get it to Reese, who thinks he was fouled. Don't think so, young man. 6 turnover. Back come the Cats. Aguilera for 3, and bang! Adam Aguilera drains the tray. And the Cats go up 19-15. 14 seconds remaining here in the first as they'll toss it to Torres, who throws it to Reese. Deep right corner, 3 ball on the way, and the rebound going to be made by Jeffrey. And they are going to blow a whistle. Was there a foul? Or did he step on the baseline? And they're going to say he stepped on the baseline, so gets the rebound, but it'll be the 7th turnover for the Cats. 4 seconds remaining here in the first. Lovington up by 4, 19-15. So we're going to inbound. Goddard will have one more chance. He'll toss it into the corner for Hicks, who drives it into the left block, puts up a little push shot. No good, and at the buzzer, a wild shot up. And does it count? That'll be the question. They haven't signaled one way or another. And the near side official says that it is good. So Hicks will get 2 points at the buzzer. Make it 19-17. Lovington in the lead. We're back in a minute. This is Wildcat Basketball on Z94 and the Walmart Digital. Back here at Goddard, start of the second quarter, Lovington in the lead by a score of 19-17. I'm TJ Miracle, and it will be Goddard basketball as we start the second quarter, starting 5 out on the floor for your Wildcats. So start of the second quarter, starting 5 on the floor for the Cats. That's Sandoval, Jeffrey, Hinson, Hilliard, and Aguilera. And it looks like you've got Hicks, Torres, Reese, Romero, and the other Hicks on the floor for Goddard. Torres works it around. They'll get it to Hicks, trying to get it inside to Reese, but it is stolen away. Nice job by the Cats. 7th turnover for Goddard. Jeffrey doing a nice job there. Gives it to Aguilera, takes it to the right wing, hands it to Comey, almost loses the basketball. He'll control it, back it up, just underhand it to Tayton out on the big rocket at center court. Tries to set a little screen, but loses the basketball. 8th turnover for the Wildcats. They'll feed it Brown to a breaking Torres, who will lay it up and in. James Torres, his first points of the ball game, and we are tied at 19 apiece. Back down come the Cats. Going to just try and settle things in. Sandoval to the right wing, takes it to the free throw line. Hippity out through the lane, turn around from 10 and put it down. Jared Jeffrey with 6 points for the Wildcats, 21-19. Cats have led pretty much all of this ball game where it's been tied. But you don't want to let Goddard go on a run. So a little sidearm sling goes to Rhett Price, who just checked back into the game. To Reese, to Hicks, who takes it, leans over and puts it up and in, and they will call the block on Sandoval. So for Kobe, that'll be his first personal, 4th team foul, and it'll put Hicks at the line. He gets the bucket and the foul, and he gets a chance to give Goddard their first lead of the ball game. Goddard 1 of 2 from the line. Shot is up, and that one is good. And it'll put Goddard up 22-21. Their first lead of the ball game comes with 6:49 to go in the first. 22-21 is the score as Tatum will inbound it to Aguilera. Hicks going to come out and challenge him just a little bit. Adam will take it into the front court. Goes to the right side. Dangerous pass. Gets it to Sandoval, who's going to get hit in the head, and they'll whistle one of the Goddard players. Not sure which one it's on, if it's on Torres or on Hicks, and they're going to whistle that one on Jared Hicks, his first personal. Third team foul on Goddard. As Sandoval and Henson will check out, Ortiz will check in. Also back into the ball game is Michael Caldillo. Lovington basketball near sideline. Henson will inbound it near the center stripe for Aguilera to Jeffrey in front of the Goddard bench. It's a screen from Caldillo, and Reese runs over and through Jeffrey to get the steal, but instead it'll be a foul on Reese. That ought to be his second. It will be in the 4th team foul on Goddard. So Lovington avoids the turnover. Got to be careful. Goddard going to be looking for steal opportunities. 22-21, Goddard in the lead. Jeffrey from NBA range, left side, in and out. And the rebound brought down by Hicks. That is his second. That basket down there over the years has not been kind to the Wildcats. So to Torres in the left wing, back down the other way. They'll give it to Reese. Top of the arc, tossing near side to Aragon, loses the basketball, but he'll corral it before it goes out. They'll give it to Reese in the left base. He backs down on Jeffrey, gets Jeffrey off of his feet, leaves his feet as well, but they're going to whistle Jared for the foul. Now that'll be Jared's first personal, 5th team foul. You got to be careful. You cannot leave your feet, especially when you know Goddard is going to be looking for ways to get to the stripe. So that'll put Reese at the line for 2. He's 1 of 2 from the stripe. He's got 13 of the 22 in the books for the Rockets. First shot is up for Reese, and it is good. So 23-21, a 2-point lead now for Goddard. Ortiz and Hilliard up on the front line for the Cats. So Reese now with 14 leads everybody. Again, has done all the damage for Goddard. Second one is up, and he will get them both. 24-21, that is the score. As Price checks out, Mitchell Schooley checks in, seeing his first action for Goddard. Still got Ortiz, Caldillo, Jeffrey, Hilliard, and Aguilera on the floor for the Wildcats. As Adam brings it into the front court, gives it over to Tatum. Tatum gets a screen, takes it into the lane. He'll drive in, puts up a circus shot, no good, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So a chance to chip into the lead. See which one of the Rockets that they are going to call that on. And they are going to whistle that one on Hicks, his second personal, 5th team foul. So it'll put Tatum at the line for 2. Tatum with 4 points in the ball game. Heads to the charity stripe. So Hilliard will bend the knees, puts up the first, and it rolls over the front of the iron. Good. 24-22 the score. As Torres will check out for Goddard. Checking in for him will be Quiroz. 24-22 is the score. Lovington trailing, Hilliard at the line. Tatum will put up the second, and he gets them both to fall. So 24-23, Lovington cuts it back to a 1-point game. At one point, they led by as much as 5. But again, Goddard is hung around as Hilliard, I'll learn how to talk, will check out. Sandoval will check back in for your Cats with 5:40 remaining here in the first half. So they'll get it to Quiroz. That's Schooley. Back to Schooley. Bounce it into Reese in the right base. Puts up a wild shot. No good. Bad scramble and a fight for the rebound, and finally going to be controlled by Schooley on a bounce after a tip drill. Quiroz drives in, uses up the dribble. Nifty little pass around Ortiz, gets it into Hicks, who will drive it up and put the ball in. Can't do much when they're passing them like that. Into the right corner for Sandoval for three, and bang! Kobe drains the tray. His first three of the ball game, and we are tied at 26. 26 all as we hit the 5-minute mark in the first half. Goddard controls and a wild throw, but Quiroz will handle it, try and get it to a cutting Aragon, but it's on the floor. It'll be the eighth turnover, for Goddard. So Lovington with a chance to take the lead back. Aguilera to the front court. Takes it to the right wing, gets a screen from Ortiz. Bodied into by Sandoval, no call. They'll work it back to Jeffrey, working from the right to the left. Slips down, goes to the block, puts up a shot, no good, but he'll get his own rebound. Feeds it out, but a bad pass, and that'll be turnover number 9. Back down as they will feed it to a breaking Aragon, but his shot won't go, but Hicks is there with the rebound. No good, and with the rebound on our end, it will be Sandoval who gets it to a breaking Aguilera, no good. And the rebound, fighting for it and controlling it finally, is going to be Reese. I got some catching up to do as Reese will take it coast to coast, and he will put up the shot and gets the foul and the bucket. The 28-26, and he will go to the line once again. A push foul going to be called. And they're going to call that on Jeffrey, his second personal, 6th team foul. So, oh boy, we've got to start working on our rebounding just a little bit, giving Goddard way too many shots. Aragon will check out. Checking in for him will be James Romero. So Noah Reese at the line. He's got 17 points in the ball game and make it 18. He's now 4 of 5 from the line. So 29-26 is the score. Lovington trailing right at the halfway point of this second quarter. Sandoval, right wing, wide open look, no good. Coming through and making the rebound is Ortiz. He'll get it out to Aguilera, thinks about the three, takes it in, pushes it up off the glass, no good, and the rebound going to be made by Reese. That is his 4th. He'll throw it forward to a breaking Schooley. Picks up the dribble, tries to get it to Reese inside, but stolen away. Nice job there by the Wildcats. Ortiz got a hand on it, and it goes right into the hands of Aguilera. Aguilera takes it to the free throw line, uses up the dribble, tosses to Kobe on the near side. Kobe bounce pass around. They get it to Contreras, who just checked into the ball game for your Wildcats. To Ortiz, to Henson. Henson 3-ball right wing, and that one is too hard off the iron, and it goes over the back of the iron, and it will go over to Goddard. 29-26 the score. Goddard in the lead. As subs coming back in for your Wildcats. As Ortiz will check out. Checking back in will be Hilliard for Lovington. So it'll be Schooley, looks like, to inbound. Henson will take a seat for your Wildcats. So Schooley will inbound it and then get it immediately back for the Rockets. To Torres in the front court. He works against Aguilera. Toss it around to Romero to the free throw line. Puts up a shot from there, and it is good. That's Romero's first points of the ball game. 31-26. 5-point lead, biggest of the game for the Rockets. So Cats coming back. It'll be Sandoval. It gets bumped into, Torres, his first personal, 6-team foul. So it will be on the floor. But now both teams inching closer to the bonus. Matter of fact, on the next foul, Lovington will be in the bonus. So it'll be Cat basketball. And Aguilera will inbound it, from my perspective, from the right base. Cats trailing by 5, biggest lead of the ball game. To Hilliard, to Jeffrey in the left elbow. Back to Tayton, where he works against Aragon. Cycle around to Jeffrey. Jeffrey against Romero. Jeffrey to the left block, puts it up and in. For Jared, he's got 8 points now, and it's 31-28. 3-point lead for the Rockets. 2:25 remaining here in a fast-moving first half. Of course, we started a little early tonight. The JV game ended a little early. Toss it underneath to Torres. He'll drive in, and he will get the shot and the foul. They have gotten that all night long. So get it to send them to the line again. And the foul going to be called on Adam Aguilera. That's Adam's first, 6. They've got it as 6. I've got it as 7 on us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have it as 7. They have it as 6. I'm not going to complain, but it'll put Torres at the line. He's got 4 points, and he'll get to go for 3 the old-fashioned way with the and 1. And his shot is up. He will short arm it, and the rebound going to be controlled by Jeffrey for Jared. That is his 5th. So back come the Wildcats, and we'll have almost knocked away there by Torres. Sorry, I was looking down on my score sheet momentarily. As Henson will check in for Aguilera. Wildcats trailing 33-28, 2:07 remaining. The inbound from Sandoval gets it to Hilliard right at midcourt. Aragon crowds him, bumps him, no call. Into the front court. It'll be Sandoval. Turn around for the 3-ball. Air ball, and it'll be saved out of bounds. It should be Lovington basketball, as they're going to talk about it. The official's not sure. A very athletic play over on the baseline by Hilliard to bounce it off of Romero, pardon me. Now they're talking to a couple of the officials here. We'll see what the call is going to be. Now they're still talking about it, and they still haven't signaled. And they're going to signal. Nobody knows who it is, so they still haven't signaled. Okay, it will be Lovington basketball. I thought I saw the official on the far side kind of point that way, and that's how it works. So Lovington will keep possession on a great play by Hilliard. He'll toss it into the deep left corner. Henson drives the base, leaves it out, top of the arc. 3-ball on the way. That one no good, and the rebound is going to be brought down by Contreras. Contreras to Hilliard for 3, and bang! Tatum Hilliard with the 3-ball. And he's got 9 points in the ball game. It's 33-31, 90 seconds to go here in the first. Hicks to the front court, tosses to Torres near side. Working it inside, trying to get it to Reese. Loses the basketball, somehow controls it, loses it off of his foot, and it'll be turnover number 10 for Goddard, and Lovington will get the basketball back. 1:21 to go in a fast-moving first half. 33-31. And timeout going to be taken by Coach Casey Pack. 1:21 to go in the first. It's Goddard 33, Lovington 31 on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 30 on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Goddard, big thanks to Tiff Stuber back in studio engineering and producing. Tiff, I apologize I hadn't mentioned you until now, and saving us, keeping us on the air on Z94 KZOR and sounding good there. Definitely appreciate that. So out of the Lovington timeout, it'll be Hilliard into the front court. Cats bring it around, hand it off to Sandoval. Takes it, goes into the left lane, puts up a shot. He is fouled. Should whistle that one, I'm thinking, on Aragon, but we'll see for sure. Couple of guys in the neighborhood. And they will whistle that one on Reese. And if I'm not mistaken, that'll be his 3rd personal, and it will be the 17th foul on Goddard. Reese has been kind of a one-man wrecking crew. It'll be nice if he has to get out of there for a while. Sandoval at the line makes the first. 33-32 on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. Lovington trailing by 1. Been an entertaining first half, to be sure. Checking into the ball game will be Matthew Olivas. He'll go in for Javier Contreras. So you got Hilliard, Jeffrey, Sandoval, Aguilera, and Olivas on the floor for your Wildcats. So Kobe made the first with 1:10 remaining here in the first half. And his second is up. That one won't fall. And Price with the rebound. Somehow he got that one. So 1:05 to go, 33-32 is the score. Goddard to the front court. Torres with it, works against Hilliard. He'll hand it off to Aragon. Hilliard just stays right on him. Uses up his dribble back to Torres near side. They'll go into that deep right corner. Price thinks about the three, thinks better of it. Good defense. Lovington getting around for it. Out near the timeline, it'll be Hicks, center court. Takes it to the left side, goes hippity-hop into the left blocks, puts up a wild shot off the glass, and Sandoval gets the rebound and gets crunched for his troubles. And they're going to whistle the foul. In fact, he whistled number 20. They don't have a number 20 on the floor. They're okay, 30. James Torres, his second personal, 8th team foul. And Lovington is in the bonus. Sandoval did get the rebound, so he'll head to the line for the 1-and-1 with 36 seconds remaining in the first half. So Sandoval for the 1-and-1. 6 points for Kobe in the ball game. And a chance to tie this one and then put Lovington on top if he can make both of them. Sandoval bends the knees, puts up the shot, and we are tied at 33 apiece on Sandoval. Now he's got 7 points in the ball game. And tied at 33. Schooley checks in for Goddard. Kobe's second shot is up and in and out, no good, and the rebound going to be brought down by Hicks. But we're tied at 33 all here late in the first half. Lovington putting on a little pressure. Hicks with it right at the timeline. Jeffrey on him. Into the right corner with Schooley. Uses up the dribble to Aragon. Thinks about the three ball. Bad pass. Going to be tipped away. Knocked away. Mad scramble for it over on the far side. Still loose. Is Jeffrey going to control it and then gets knocked out of bounds. And they are going to call the push foul on Schooley. That'll be his first personal, 9th team foul. Did they say change of possession? If they do, that'll put Jarrett at the line for the 1-and-1. And they did. So Jeffrey will head to the line for the 1-and-1. Jarrett with 8 points in this first half. 14 seconds remaining in it. And it is a 1-and-1, so Jarrett a chance to get the Cats up a couple here. It's been a back and forth affair. First one for Jarrett is up, gets the front end of the 1-and-1. And Lovington goes up 34 to 33. 14 seconds remaining here in the first, as we mentioned. So Jarrett at the line, made the first, puts up the second, and he rattles them both home. So Lovington up 35-33. 13 seconds remaining here in the first half. So Goddard will cross the timeline with Hicks. Now he tosses deep right corner, trying to work it inside to Aragon. Pushes off, and he is going to be fouled as Hilliard comes in and fouls him. So he'll go to the line for two. And wow, actually I think they're going to call Hilliard on that one. Wow, they're actually going to call that on Jarrett, so that'll be his third personal, 8th team foul on the Cats. So at the line, it'll be Aragon, his first trip to the stripe this evening. Chance to tie it up, so puts up the first, and it is in and out, no good, but it is a two-shot foul. So the score stays 35-33. Kiddos and Hicks will check in with 1.8 seconds to go. Aragon at the line, missed the first. Lovington going to drop Sandoval and Henson back in defense. That way they can have a shot if he misses, and the shot is up and good. So 35-34 as they'll bounce it into Sandoval, but it'll be knocked away with 0.6 seconds to go. Hustle play coming in on the near side for Torres, so we'll move it to the near base, probably under the camera angle that I can get from our broadcast position here. And it'll be Henson to inbound with 0.6 to go. He'll toss it, gives it to Jeffrey, and he'll put up a shot that won't go anywhere, not even close to the basket at the buzzer. So we have played a half of entertaining basketball here at the launch pad in Roswell. It's Lovington 35, Roswell 34. We're back in 3 minutes for your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here at Roswell Goddard, it is halftime. Your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. You know your car is going to need a little TLC. We'll get it the Napa Know-How from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Now Pharmacy scoreboard reads 35-34 Lovington in the lead of this district battle. Been a back and forth one and a good one so far. Numbers in the first half. We will start with the Goddard Rockets, as I can't do math, and that's always a dangerous thing. Okay, here we go. So we will start out with what has been the Noah Reese show. Reese, the senior for Goddard, 17 points in that first half to go along with 4 rebounds. He's pretty much done most of the damage. Jared Hicks is next in the books with 5. You got 4 points for James Torres, 3 points for Rhett Price, then a bucket for James Romero, a bucket for Jeremy Hicks, and a point in the books for Damian Aragon. For Goddard, they go 5 of 7 from the line in the first half. 15 rebounds as a team. Hicks and Reese each with 4, but Reese in a little bit of foul trouble with 3 fouls. 10 turnovers forced by the Cats in that first half on Goddard. Roswell gets 17 in the first, 17 in the second. That's how they get to their 34 on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats. Jared Jeffrey leads the way with 10 points. He's also got 5 boards. Leads the Cat in that statistical category, too. Tayton Hilliard not far behind in the scorebook. He's got 9 points in the first half. 7 points for Kobe Sandoval, 6 points Isaac Henson, and 3 points for Adam Aguilera. Lovington collectively went 9 of 11 from the free throw line in the first half. And it was, as I mentioned, Jeffrey leading the way with 5 rebounds, but only 10 rebounds as a team for Lovington. They turn the ball over 9 times. They get 19 in the first, 16 in the second. That's how they get to their 35 on the board. So again, Lovington not rebounding as much as they need to. They're giving Goddard way too many shots. They've got to think about what they're doing on some of the fouls, too. They're giving Goddard way too many and one opportunities. I think they had 4 in that first half. So got to be a little bit more careful on playing those fouls, and they'll be okay. Work on the glass work and just keep doing what you're doing offensively. It seems to be working. So the Wildcats and the Rockets, a entertaining ball game, has Lovington leading right now 35-34 on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. This has been your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Get the know-how, the Napa know-how that your car deserves. We're back in 3 minutes for the start of the second half. This is Wildcat Basketball on Z94 KZOR and from New Walmart Digital Solutions. Back here at Goddard, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. Lovington leading the Rockets 35-34. I'm TJ Miracle, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. And a score update from Wildcat Gym. The Lovington girls got their hands full with the Rocket girls. 34-10 is the score in favor of Goddard in that one at halftime. Of course, Dawn Morgan has the call on that on HobbsAmerica.com on the Lovington page at HobbsAmerica.com. Just scroll down to Lovington Sports 2. Also available tonight on YouTube at the Eunice YouTube channel. We're having a little problems with one of our other channels, but it is available for you on YouTube as well. So back here on Z94 KZOR, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and the Lovington tab at HobbsAmerica.com. The Wildcats in the lead, 35-34. And it'll be Lovington basketball as we switch ends and start the second quarter, or rather the third quarter, second half, to Hilliard. And he works against Reese. Tatum will underhand it. Gives it off to Aguilera, pulls up from about 10, puts a little push up, no good. And the rebound going to be brought down by Aragon. That is his third. So it'll be Goddard basketball coming back here in the third quarter. And knocked away. Good hustle play by Henson. They were trying to get Torres going over to the left corner, but knocked away by Isaac. Nice job by him. So Torres to inbound. Gets it to Reese, who bats it around, somehow controls it to Schooley. Working out NBA range to Torres. NBA 3 left wing on the way, and that's good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. James Torres with the tray ball. Makes it 37-35. Goddard takes the lead to Hilliard, and it'll go into the backcourt, but they're going to say tipped by Reese, so it'll stay Lovington basketball. Tatum will drive in, goes up, and he's going to be partially blocked, goes into the hands of Aguilera. Aguilera to Jeffrey, picks up the dribble, gives it off to Hilliard. Hilliard back to Jeffrey. There he works and pulls the trigger on a three ball, rolls around and over the top and into the hands of Schooley. No good. Back down come the Rockets, as it'll be Torres, leaves it off, and we'll have an offensive foul called as Jeffrey gets crunched underneath. Going to whistle that one on Torres, his 13th, or rather his third personal, 11th turnover, and the first team foul. I'm trying to put too many numbers together here at one time. Point is, it's on Torres, it's a turnover, and it goes back into our hands. Trailing by 2 on the Nile Pharmacy scoreboard, 37-35. So Hilliard will inbound to Aguilera, as Adam will just walk it up, as Goddard will drop back, looks like in a 2-1-2 zone. So Adam will take it over in front of his bench on the right side, picks up the dribble, thinks about the three to Sandoval, who works against Torres. A little push off, pulls the three-ball trigger, no good. And a little push put up by Henson, no good, and into the hands of Aguilera. Go back to Adam, three ball, and that one will be an air ball, and it'll go out of bounds, and it'll go over to the Rockets. As Aragon will check out, checking in his place will be Rhett Price. Price with 2 points in the ball game. Got reported 3. It's actually 2 at the half. So into the front court they come. And by they, I mean the Rockets. It'll be Reese from the free throw line. Throws a fastball to Price in the right corner as they work it around to Schooley. Top of the arc for 3, and it's good. Mitchell Schooley, his first points of the ball game, make it 40-35, up to a 5-point Goddard lead, their biggest of the ball game, ties their biggest of the ball game. Sandoval to Hilliard. Hilliard drives in, and he's going to get fouled, bumped into by a couple of Rockets. The question is, will it be 32 or 23? And that should put him at the line for 2. And it will be on Price, his second personal, second team foul. And it'll put Tatum at the line for 2. Tatum with 9 points in that first half. Chance to draw first for the Cats here in the half. First shot is up, and Tatum makes it fall. 40-36 the score. Cats trailing. A little 6-0 run to start the half for Goddard. 10 points now for Tatum in the books as his second shot will go up, and it is good. So Hilliard cuts into it, 40-37. Now in favor of Goddard. So Schooley will run the point, brings it to the front court, works on Aguilera, almost loses the basketball. He'll push it out and save it to Romero. Romero to Torres, a little head fake, takes it to the free throw line, but picks up his dribble. Back to Schooley as Torres tackles Aguilera, no call. To a running Romero, who'll get it to roll over the top of the iron, and it is 42-37. NBA three from Sandoval. That one's off the iron and right into the hands of Schooley. He's got 3 rebounds. No cat within the neighborhood. Again, they've got to work on the rebounding. That has kind of bitten them a couple of times. As they'll toss it to Price, to Torres. Now work it to Reese. He drives right base, goes to the hoop and up and in. 20 points now for Reese. Got to work on keeping him contained. I'm Coach Casey. I think maybe I'm attacking wherever he is on the floor. Aguilera gets a screen, takes it to the right base, will go all the way through to Henson, to Jeffrey for 3. That one's off the back of the iron, and Reese with the rebound. That is his 5th. Again, no cats in the neighborhood to rebound, but a bad pass the other way, trying to get it breaking Torres, and it'll be turnover number 12 for the Rockets. So 7-point lead for Goddard, their biggest of the ball game, with 4:39 remaining here in the third. To Sandoval, who takes it to the base, and he'll put up a runner from 10, and it's good. Sandoval with 9 points in the ball game. 44-39 is the score. So Schooley will run the point, goes behind the back as he works against Kobe. As they get it to Romero in the right wing. Toss it, and stolen away by Jeffrey. Jared will bring it back down the other way. Jared coast to coast and lays it up and in. 12 points for Jared Jeffrey. And the Cats have it back to within 3, and Coach Anthony Maesta says, all right, let's talk about things. 4:08 to go here in the third quarter. On the Dow Pharmacy scoreboard, Goddard 44, Lovington 41, back in 30 on KZOR. Goddard basketball as we start the fourth quarter. Apologize for those of you watching on the streams as I've got only one pair of hands and forgot to turn the audio back on out of that timeout. But we are back. Lovington leading on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard 51-48 as a whistle quickly sounding at the start of the fourth quarter. I'm not sure what the questioning is going to be here. All right, well, whatever it is, let's play ball. So it'll be Hicks on the inbound from Aragon, starting 5 on the floor for both teams. Toss it into the left corner for Romero. Back to Aragon, in front of his bench. He'll take it into the lane, uses up the dribble. Back to Romero, then to Torres. Out on him is Aguilera. He'll take it to the left block, put it high off the glass, no good. Reese with the rebound. Ball loose on the court, and it'll be Henson who finally comes away with it. Nice job by Henson. Henson to Aguilera, to Sandoval. Give it to Jeffrey in the left elbow. Then out into the corner for Hilliard. He'll drive in and put it up with the left hand and in. 17 points for Tayton Hilliard, and Lovington strikes first in the fourth. 53-48, 5 points. Ties their biggest lead of the ball game. Into the front court comes Hicks. He works against Tayton. He'll toss it near side to Torres, who works against Aguilera. Work it to the left side, try and get it into the low post, and stolen away by Henson, and they're going to call the foul on Henson. They're trying to get it into the low post to Reese, but they are going to whistle Henson for the foul. That'll be Isaac's third personal, and it'll be the fourth team foul. Should be on the floor. Yes, it will be. That was just good hustle, but they're going to say he got a little bit of hand. So it'll be inbounding. That's Aragon. He'll toss it in. A reverse layup put up by Torres. No good, but he'll head to the line for 2 on the inbounding foul. And they're going to whistle that one. Be for sure. Yep, they're going to put that one up on Sandoval. That'll be Kobe's second personal, 5th team foul. And so Torres at the line where he is 1 of 3. He's got 8 points. And shouldn't have said anything because it's now 9. 53-49, first points of the quarter for the Goddard Rockets. Less than a minute gone here in the fourth. As Torres will put up his second, and he gets them both. He's got 10 points in the ball game. 53-50, and a timeout taken by Coach Casey Pack. 7:05 remaining here in the ball game. It's Lovington leading Goddard 53-50. We're back in a minute here on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Goddard High School out of the Lovington timeout. It'll be Wildcat basketball. Lovington leads 53-50. I'm TJ Miracle, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing as Aguilera brings it to the front court. Gets a little screen, weaves through traffic, top of the arc to Henson. Isaac to Hilliard in the left corner. Hilliard works against Reese. Just going to settle things down. Back to Aguilera now as he'll drive through and is going to be hit from behind. And they're going to say clean by Hicks, and so goes out of bounds, but it'll stay Lovington basketball. The Lovington ball as Aguilera to inbound. It's the starters on the floor for both squads. A couple of the starters for Goddard, though, playing with 4 fouls. Go right at Reese to Jeffrey. He'll drive in, pull up from just in front of the free throw line. Shot up, won't fall, and the rebound by Reese. That is his 7th. I'm not sure I don't just drive in on him and see if I can foul him out. To Aragon, he runs it in, puts up a wild shot, won't fall, and the rebound going to be brought down by Henson. Gets it for Aguilera, almost has his pocket picked, then will control it. Lovington will reset the offense with 6:20 to go. To Henson, to Hilliard, top of the arc, driving in, now to Jeffrey in the left wing. Underhand to Aguilera, working in the middle. Back to Tayton in the left corner. He'll cycle it out. To Isaac. Henson to Jeffrey. in front of the Lovington bench. Lovington running clock. Jeffrey goes into the lane, picks up the dribble, and they're going to wave off the bucket and call the travel. The Lovington faithful not liking it. Looked like he stopped the pivot, but the man in stripes said, nope, I'm right here on top of it. Coach Casey Pack not happy about it, as Zeke Esquivel will check in for Goddard. 5:56 remaining in the ball game. Lovington up by 3. 53-50 on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. Torres, wild three on the way, no good, but the rebound going to be made first by Reese. His putback won't go, and the rebound that time by Romero. His putback won't go, and the ball gets stuck at the top of the backboard. So it ought to be Lovington basketball. We're going to have a warm-up ball come in to have that knocked out, as Reese will stand behind it, toss it up, and yep, that one is now back out onto the floor. You see everything sometimes. Pretty good crowd on hand here tonight, both from Lovington and from Goddard. Of course, you'd expect from Goddard, being it's right here in Roswell. Not much of a road trip, but wherever you are watching tonight, we appreciate you being with us, watching and listening. To the front court come the Cats. Sandoval into the right corner, as I remember to move the camera, to Henson to Hilliard. Pretty good duo working there all season long. To Aguilera. He works against Romero to a cutting Jeffrey, takes it into the lane. No call, and I think they're going to call an over the back on Jared, but he hobbles off quickly. And they are going to call the push on the rebound on Jared. That'll be his fourth personal. 16 foul on Lovington, and Ortiz will check into the game. Jared is not looking like he's feeling good over on the far bench. Certainly hope that he is okay. I like the thought, though, going hard at Reese, who's got 4 fouls, seeing if you can get him out. He doesn't seem to have moderated his game much. So into the front court comes Hicks and the Rockets to Reese, and he's going to run into Ortiz and Henson, pardon me. Question is, who's it going to be? 2 Cats in the neighborhood. And they are going to call that one on Ortiz, his 4th personal, 17 foul. And so now Goddard in the bonus, and Reese will head to the line. 5 of 7 from the line is Reese, as he'll put up his first, and it is good. He's got 22 points in the ball game. Again, has done most of the damage for the Rockets tonight. 53-51 the score, as Elijah Kiddos checks into the game for Goddard. Reese made the first. He'll eye the second. Puts it up, and he gets them both. 53-52. Did we really expect anything different the way this one's gone? No, Aguilera to the front court. Runs it in, gets the screen from Ortiz. Now gives it off to Tatum, as Hilliard will work against Romero. Hand off to Aguilera, drives into the lane, puts up the little running floater, and it is good for Adam. He's got 5 points in the ball game. 55-52. Lovington up with 4:45 remaining in the ball game. Hicks over the front court to Kiddos in front of his bench on the far side. Now to Torres between the rings, almost knocked away by Aguilera. Torres will control. He takes it to the free throw line, picks up his dribble to Hicks into the right corner. Quiroz, 3 ball on the way, and that one is going to be off the mark. And Ortiz fights for the rebound and brings it down. Breaks through the pressure. They'll get it forward to a breaking Sandoval, and Kobe puts it up and in. Count the bucket and the foul. 15 for Sandoval, and he'll go to the line for the 3-point play. Who are they going to call it on? That will be the question. Count the bucket and the foul, and they are going to call the push on Torres. And if I'm not mistaken, that'll foul Torres out of this ball game. And that will finish the night for Torres. Torres finishes up with 10 points, no rebounds, and 5 fouls. But so puts 10 on the board for him. And what we hope is going to be a losing effort, but still a long way to go in this one. So Sandoval at the line. He's 4 of 7 and make it 4 of 8. And the rebound brought down by guess who, Reese. That's his 9th. 1 away from a double-double. So to the front court, it'll be Hicks. They'll toss it to Reese, deep left corner. He'll pull the trigger on a 3, and it's good. Noah Reese with the 3 ball. 57-55. Aguilera to the front court as we hit the halfway mark of the 4th. Aguilera for 3, and that one is going to be off the mark. And, yep, rebounding foul going to be called on Ortiz as he came flying through. That'll be his 5th personal. And that'll be the 8th team foul on Lovington. And yep, that's Ortiz will foul out of the ball game with 2 points, 4 boards, and 5 fouls. And we'll take the long walk down. And it'll be Jeremy Hicks to shoot the 1-and-1. So Hicks with 2 points, 3 boards in the ball game. And now going to shoot the 1-and-1. Lovington, though, leading 57-55. This has been a back-and-forth affair. Lovington has led by 5 a couple of times. Goddard at one point got it up to 7. Front into the 1-and-1 and gets it to bounce home. 57-56. Again, an exciting ball game. Back and forth, back and forth. We saw this on Tuesday night, too. Oh, at the line, Hicks made the first, and he'll make them both, and we are tied at 57 apiece. 4 points for Hicks, and timeout is going to be taken by Goddard. 3:57 to go in the ball game, all tied at 57 on the Nowell Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in a minute on Z94, KZOR, and your Lovington Digital Avenues. Back here at Goddard High, 57 apiece after the free throws. Out of the timeout, Lovington basketball. Into the front court comes Aguilera. Aguilera to Henson. Henson drives it into the right lane and high off the glass and good. Isaac's got 8 points in the ball game and will give Lovington the 59-57 lead. Jared Hicks will bring it across the timeline for your Goddard Rockets. And for my Lovington Wildcats, guarding on him was Hilliard. They'll get it over to Reese to the left elbow. He'll put up a shot. No good, but there with the rebound and the putback is Hicks. He's got 7 points in the ball game. So back down come your Cats. As it'll be Aguilera, and they are going to call, they're going to call the palm ball. 14th turnover for Lovington. And we're tied at 59 apiece. With the carry, yeah. So it'll be Goddard basketball. Cats got to tighten up, can't afford mistakes. To Hicks, to Schooley. As Sandoval works on him, back to Hicks. As he'll drive through and cut through the C, put up a shot, no good, and last touched by Hicks. It'll be Lovington basketball. I was afraid that maybe Henson had gotten that one, but turns out he didn't. So our basketball. Under 3 to play, all tied at 59. All of these games, the importance magnified because only 8 teams go to the playoffs. To Aguilera, to Henson, and a bad pass. Jeffrey back in the game, good to see him back, but 15 turnovers for the Wildcats. You just kind of get the feeling that the team that makes the fewest mistakes in this ball game is going to win. And we've seen that numerous times, especially here in this gym over the years. I remember a 30-point comeback that went to overtime. Enough about that as Reese will come going through it, and they're going to call the foul. Lovington's faithful wanted the walk. And they're going to whistle that one on Henson. So that'll be Isaac's 4th personal, 9th team foul. And so Reese will head to the line to shoot 2. Well, actually, it'll be the 1-and-1. He's 1 away from the 2-shot bonus. Good to see Jeffrey up and moving. As he comes in, we'll set up on the back line. Hilliard and Henson on the front for the Cats. So Reese with 5 points in this 4th quarter. Puts it up, and it's good, and that'll give Goddard back the lead, 60-59. Again, what was it, about 4 or 5 years ago, Lovington got down again by 30 and then stormed back in the second half. Pardon me, lost in overtime, but strange things happen in this gymnasium. 60-59, and the shot up, and it is good. So 61-59 in favor of Goddard. The Cats, though, not going anywhere. 2.5 to go in the ball game. To Henson at the free throw line, bumped into, no call. Over into the right corner with Jeffrey. Jeffrey works against Reese. He'll drive in, puts it up, and somehow doesn't get the roll, and 10th rebound for Reese. He's got his double-double. 61-59. Lovington cannot afford to fall any farther down. To the front court with Reese. He works against Isaac. Henson comes out on him. Now he's going to give him a little breathing room. As Reese will take it to the baseline, loses the basketball off of his foot, but they're going to say that it was actually off of Henson's foot, so it'll stay Goddard basketball. Hicks to inbound, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Maestas. Under 2 minutes to play on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. It's Goddard 61, our Lovington Wildcats 59. We're back in 30 on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Goddard High School, where you are looking live. 61-59. Goddard in the lead over the Lovington Wildcats. I'm TJ Miracle, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Of course, don't forget, more Wildcat basketball tomorrow back at the friendly confines. A Wildcat Jam is a battle of the Cats, as Clovis will come to town. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles playing Clovis tonight. Hopefully taking care of business, and hopefully Lovington will tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in the Wildcat postgame show. Hicks to inbound it out of the Goddard timeout. 61-59 on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard in favor of Goddard right now. So Hicks to inbound. He'll toss it to his brother in the right wing. Thinks about the three. Takes it to the free throw line. Brother to brother. Right to left. Back to Hicks out of the pass from Romero, who cut through the lane. And now back out towards the timeline with Schooley. He works against Aguilera. Tries to back him down. Works through traffic. And he'll toss to Romero. Again, not Lovington wanting the carry or the palm. Not going to get it, as it'll be Hicks to, and they'll call an offensive foul. If that's on Reese, he is done. They're going to call an offensive foul. Question is, who's it on? And they are going to call it on Hicks, and he'll be done. So he fouls out with 5 boards and 7 points. So he'll go have to sit down with 1:32 to go, and it'll be a turnover. Their 17th of the ball game, gives it to the Cats. 92 seconds remaining, as Lovington will bring it into the front court. That'll be Hilliard, who takes it hard to the rack, and he'll go in, and they are going to call the charge on Tayton. Lovington's fans not happy about that at all. Tayton's first personal, 16th turnover. They're going to say he got his feet set, so that's where we'll leave it with 1:23 to go. And the turnover. Goddard leads by a bucket. Full court presses on. They'll get it to Reese to the front court. Uses up the dribble to Romero in the deep right. As I swing the camera back, like I said, got to grow an extra set of hands. It's stolen away by Henson, as Isaac will take it off the steal and put it up and in, and we are tied once again at 61. Isaac Henson now with 10 points in the ball game. And timeout going to be taken by Lovington. We'll keep it right here with about a minute or so left to go in the ball game. Say a big thanks to all the good folks who make Lovington sports possible, both boys and girls, including our great friends at Now Pharmacy, where the score stands at 61-61. Also couldn't do it without Devon Energy and Empire Services. Lovington Schools, we appreciate them being on board and also letting us be their official video stream provider. First American Bank of Lovington. David and his great crew over at First American Bank. You need a banker? Well, friendly hometown banking with First American Bank in Lovington. General Welding Supply. Of course, anything you need for welding supplies, just cool guys to talk to. Good folks at General Welding Supply. Lee County Electric Cooperative, also proud supporters of athletics and the Wildcats. Lovington Auto Supply, of course, the namesake of the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. and Bob's Thriftway, the Jamison family, longtime supporters and great cat friends to have. And they make it possible for us to do this. 61 apiece on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. And they'll get it into Reese, all tied at 61. Goddard basketball out of the Wildcat timeout, and Reese loses it, and it'll go into the hands of Aguilera, but they're going to say Adam travels. Are you kidding? All right, so both teams, well, Lovington now with 17 turnovers, Goddard with 19. So the teams trade turnovers, and we're still at 61 apiece. It'll be Hicks to inbound it from right underneath me. He'll get it to Reese in the front court for the Rockets. On him tight is Henson. Hilliard comes over to help. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Maestas. 56 seconds to go in the ballgame, all tied at 61. It's a 30-second timeout, so again, we'll keep it right here. Of course, don't forget, no matter what happens tonight, we will be with you tomorrow, right back here on Z94 KZOR at about 3:30 as the Clovis Wildcats coming into the friendly confines. Dawn Morgan, who's covering the Cats tonight, the Lady Cats tonight at Wildcat Gym. She'll be back alongside. So about 3:30 tomorrow for a Battle of the Cats from Wildcat Gym. Looking forward to that one. And looking forward to the conclusion of this one. Hopefully it'll go our way this time. 61 all on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. Lovington and Goddard are battling it out here at the launch pad from Goddard High. It'll be Goddard basketball as Hicks will inbound from the near sideline. He'll get it into Reese. Jeffrey on him. Toss it over to Esquivel, and they will call the charge on Esquivel, Kid O's. 20th turnover for Goddard, and doing a great job in there taking the charge is Aguilera. 52 seconds to go. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth we go. Lovington's had it up to 5, 6 points a couple of times. Matter of fact, 6 points once, 5 twice. Goddard's had it as much as 7 to the front court. Tatum drives to the lane but loses the handle on the basketball. Neither team able to hang on to it right now. They'll give it to Romero, takes it up the sideline, but he loses it off of his foot. Turnover number 21 for Goddard. Who wants to win this game? That's the question. And Coach Casey Pack going to take a timeout. We'll just keep it right here. And thank you for being with us on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Of course, also on the Z94 KZOR app. Thanks for listening wherever you are around Southeast New Mexico and the world. And also thank you so much for watching wherever you happen to be around southeastern New Mexico or around the world. Of course, we're on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. You can watch that on all of your devices and your smart TVs. Also your cable systems that are YouTube enabled. I know TDS back at home is in TIFF. Just an FYI, we are reconnected on the tie line. Sorry about that. See, where was I? Yes, the YouTube channel, Lovington Sports. Search it out. Give us a subscription. We would certainly appreciate that. Tell your friends. Also available at the Lovington Sports tab at HobbsAmerica.com. Proud to be your official video streaming providers for the Lovington Municipal Schools and the Wildcats and Lady Cat varsity teams. So 61 all out of the Goddard turnover. It'll be Lovington basketball. Should be just in the backcourt side of things, and it will be. As Tatum will inbound to Aguilera, gives it right back to Hilliard to the front court. He gets it to Jeffrey in the deep left corner where he works against Reese. Jeffrey cycles it out top of the arc. Reese stays on him very tight. Jeffrey, a little crossover move, will give it off to Aguilera. Aguilera works on the dribble, picks up the dribble, needs a little help. He'll get it from Sandoval, who takes a dive down the floor. That is the third time tonight that he has gone slip sliding away. And I don't mean the old Paul Simon song. That is the third time that he has gone down tonight. Something on this court, I guess. So another turnover, 15 seconds to go. And in the backcourt, it'll be Schooley. And into the front, they'll get it to Hicks, picks up the dribble. Schooley works it around. They'll get it into the corner for Romero. Bounce inside, and it'll be stolen away. They'll feed it forward to Sandoval. Puts up a shot at the buzzer, no good. And we get a little extra basketball time tonight. 61-61. We head to the OT. We're back in a minute on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to the launch pad. Getting ready for the overtime. We are tied at 61 apiece. Oh, man, what a second half it has been. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The Goddard Rockets, though, and the Lovington Wildcats have had some of these affairs here, to be sure, over the years. Noah Reese, 28 points for the Goddard Rockets, leads all scorers. He's the only Rocket other than James Torres, who fouled out with 10 in double digits. Got 3 Cats in double digits. Leading the way is Tayton Hilliard with 17. 15 for Kobe Sandoval. Actually got 4 Cats in double digits. 12 for Jared Jeffrey and 10 for Isaac Henson. So 4 minutes of extra time put on the clock, if you will. Welcome to overtime. So it'll be Hilliard to inbound and puts it in the backcourt for Aguilera. Adam into the front court, gets a screen from Jeffrey, tosses off to Hilliard. Tayton drives through, leaves it off for Jeffrey. Deep right corner, 3 ball on the way. It is high off the glass. Not going to fall on the rebound by Hicks. That is his 4th. Hicks will just leave it off for Schooley, who will work it into the front court against Sandoval. Almost loses the basketball, somehow controls it. He'll get it over to Hicks. Long cross court pass to Aragon. Aragon underneath as they'll work it, and a foul going to be called on Reese. I think they're going to call that one on Hilliard. Just be Tayton's 2nd. And, of course, we are in double bonus for both teams. Noah Reese with 28 and is 5 of 6 from his last, is 5 of his last 6, I should say, from the free throw line. And, wow, they actually called that one on Henson. So Isaac will foul out of this one, finishes up the night with 10 points and 3 boards and some great defense to go with it. So Henson out, and in his place going is Matthew Olivas. So from the line is going to be Reese. Reese will put it up, and he gets the first. 62-61, 30 seconds gone here in the overtime period. The Rockets now up over our Cats. So Reese trying to go to 30, and he will as he gets them both to fall. 63-61, but Reese has got half of their points for the most part. To the front court with Aguilera. Gets a screen from Olivas. To Hilliard on the near side. Tayton will drive base. Puts up the shot and count the bucket and the foul. Yes, sir. 19 points for Tayton Hilliard, and we are tied again at 63. Winning on the attack on a couple. And I think they're going to whistle that one. Is it going to be on Aragon? Yep, it'll be on Aragon. That's his first personal. 10th team foul. So at the line, Tayton Hilliard for the and one. Now he's trying to get to 20 in the book. 63 apiece. 3:20 remaining. Shot is up, and Tayton will give the Cats back the lead. 64-63. As it'll be guess who? Reese into the front court for Goddard. He works against Jeffrey. Takes it to the free throw line, picks up the dribble to Hicks. Goes underneath to a wide open Aragon, but his shot won't go. His putback won't go, and the ball will go out of bounds, and it'll be Wildcat basketball. 1 minute gone in the overtime. 64-63, Lovington in the lead. I'm TJ Miracle. Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing as Hilliard will inbound it to Aguilera. Goddard will drop back. Now they'll pick up the man defense into the front court. Hilliard drives it, leaves it for Jeffrey in the left wing. He'll go into the deep left corner with Hilliard. Hilliard to Aguilera to Sandoval, right wing for 3, and bang! Kobe Sandoval drains the tray. He's got 18, and Lovington up 67-63. So back come the Rockets with Reese to Schooley. Into the corner with Aragon. Bounce under to Reese on the base, and he'll put a shot up. No good, but he'll get his own rebound and the putback and the foul. Reese, 11 rebounds, 32 points, and now he'll head to the line for the and one. He has just absolutely torn us apart tonight. We're still up, though, 67-65. Foul going to be called. I have it up on number 35. There is no 35. I think they mean on Olivas, who's 34. That'll be his first personal. There we go. Looking around going, there's not a 35 on either team. Well, at the line, it'll be Reese. And the and one is up, and it won't fall, and it'll be Olivas with the rebound, but almost gets his pocket picked. And they will call Romero as he goes and makes a football play, so we'll walk all the way down the court. Question is, will it be Olivas or Tayton shooting the free throws? As we come all the way back down the court, and I think they are indicating that it will be Hilliard to shoot the free throws. 67-65. And they're going to put Matthew at the line for the free throws. Lovington up by 2, 2:18 remaining in the overtime. 67-65 is the score. If you're just joining us, this one has been back and forth all night long. Olivas. And the first one, and he's going to leave it short. But it stays 67-65 as Jeffrey and Hilliard both come over and tell Matthew, it's all right, you got this, don't worry about it. You got it, big guy. So misses the first, but now lie the second. Puts it up, and that one going to be, they're going to wave it off, and yep, he was already in the process of going for the rebound. So 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. And they are running the clock here. So 2:06 to go. Yeah, I didn't think anybody had called a timeout, and the referee was still hanging on to the ball. So they ran about 5-6 seconds off that clock. Hope that doesn't come back to be needed later as Reese will turn on the Jets into the front court, take it all the way himself off of the rebound, and it'll roll off the front of the rim. No good on the rebound, into the hands of Jeffrey off of the tip. Jared with it, full court presses on. Aguilera, he'll turn it up on the far side. Bad pass, though. It is going to be knocked away, but almost stolen back away right at midcourt, and they're going to call the backcourt violation, and the two teams do trade turnovers, and it'll be Lovington basketball. 67-65, Lovington in the lead. A battle tonight to be sure here at the launch pad. Olivas will check in. Contreras checks out for Lovington. Now into the backcourt, it'll be Aguilera. Schooley will pick him up as he crosses into the Lovington offensive zone. Takes it in front of his own bench, gets a screen from Olivas, gives it off to Hilliard. Hilliard drives through, puts up the left-handed layup. No good, but the rebound going to be made by Sandoval. Sandoval hands off to Aguilera, who cycles it back out. 90 seconds to go in this one. As it'll be Hilliard, stop and go. 7-footer and rolls home. Tayton Hilliard rolls it home. And Lovington goes up 69-65. 1:15 to go. Hicks to Schooley. To Reese in the deep right corner. He drives in against Jeffrey. Knocks over Jared. No call, and the ball go out of bounds. And last touch, they're going to say, by Olivas. So it'll stay Goddard basketball as Lovington's rebounding woes continue. Olivas will check out. Javier Contreras will check in for the Wildcats, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Casey Pack. 1:07 to go. Don't miss it. Call your friends. Tell them watch. Tell them listen, because we've got a classic coming down to the wire. 69-65, Lovington in the lead. We're back in 30 on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here at Goddard as a final coming in from Wildcat Gym as the Lovington girls fall to Goddard 58-17. Thanks to Dawn Morgan for sending that score in. Thanks to Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. It is Goddard basketball out of the timeout. Lovington up 69-65. Into Reese in the left base. His shot won't go, but he gets his own rebound on the putback. Won't fall, but he is going to be fouled. So he'll head to the line with 32 points and a chance to chip into it with 63 seconds remaining. I'm TJ Miracle, by the way. Good evening. And so Reese at the line. 32 points for that young man tonight. Again, he has just absolutely torn the Cats to shreds. The Cats much more balanced scoring tonight. Of course, not a lot of time for Lovington to recover, but they're not thinking about Clovis. They're firmly focused on this district opponent in the Rockets. So reset the line. That's up the first, and it is good. 69-66. So a one-possession ball game for Lovington now. Up by 3. I guess technically it was one possession when they were up by 4, but 4-point play is quite rare. And Reese will get the second one to fall. 69-67. Contreras into the ballgame. Villalobos also in the ballgame. Contreras, Villalobos, Aguilera, Hilliard, and Sandoval. Okay, he was hiding over there behind Hicks. And the full court press is on. They'll get it into Aguilera. Adam almost loses it. He'll corral it up. Schooley works on him as we're under a minute to play. To the front court comes Adam. Leaves it off at the free throw line for Contreras, who puts a high pass out of the reach of Sandoval. The turnover, and it'll be Romero to Hicks and up and in. The turnover costs him as Hicks will lay it up and in. 69-69. All tied up again. Did you expect anything different? 39 seconds to go. The screen set by Contreras. Hilliard can't take advantage. Now he'll split through. Has the ball grabbed and lays it high off the glass and up and in. Tatum Hilliard taking it to the rack. 71-69. 20 seconds to go. Lovington up in the overtime. As the defense can't start. Reese for 3, and it is good. Would you expect anything different? I certainly wouldn't, and they are going to call an offensive foul on Sandoval. You have got to be kidding me with 9 seconds to go. Turnover number 22, and for the second time in as many games, are you kidding me? A late call like that is going to lead to a potential L. As Jared Jeffrey actually has to go over and control Coach Casey Pack, and he's going to come out and he is going to let the referee have it, and I don't blame him. 9 seconds to go in this one. I was looking down. I did not see the play. I'd have to review the video. And I'm not sure about that call, but I'm not the man wearing stripes. It's Coach Casey Pack. Basically just gets brushed off by the officials, so the timeout was taken. Of course, it was a flagrant, what they called a kick foul in the game on Tuesday night, and then Coach Casey was teed up, and it led to 5 free throws that were the difference in that 55-53 loss for the Cats. And tonight, a late offensive charge push-off on Sandoval could make the difference in this as the Cats trail by 1 with under 10 seconds to play. And it'll be Goddard basketball out of the Goddard timeout. Wow, 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 wow. Lovington had their chances to run away and hide in this one, but Goddard stuck around and stuck in it. So 9 seconds to go. You've got to have the full court pressure on, and you've got to try and steal the inbound away if you can. They'll get it into Schooley, and he will be immediately fouled by Sandoval, and that's the right move, too. If you don't steal the inbound away, that'll be Kobe's 4th personal, and it'll put Goddard at the line for 2. So Goddard to the line with Schooley to shoot 2. He's got 3 points on the night. So Schooley to shoot 2, but they left themselves time on the clock. That's what you needed to do. That was the smart play. And so Lovington going to take a timeout with 8.3 seconds to go. And it is a full, so we'll take it with them on the Now Pharmacy scoreboard. Goddard 72, Lovington 71. We're back in a minute on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here at the launch pad in Goddard as Coach Casey Pack still giving an earful to anybody who will listen. And at the line is Schooley to shoot two. It's a 1-point lead for Goddard, and Schooley will make the first. 73-71. Mitchell Schooley now with 4 points. He'll put up the second, and he gets them both. So now Lovington has got to get the three ball out. Full court press going to be put on. They'll give it back to Tayton. He turns on the Jets, gets it into the front court, tosses it over with 4 seconds. Adam Aguilera to Sandoval for three at the buzzer, and no good. And Lovington falls tonight. Our final, Goddard 74, Lovington 71. We'll be back in 2 minutes to wrap it up and get you ready for tomorrow. This is Wildcat Basketball from Z94 KZOR. Back here at Roswell Goddard for the Wildcat postgame show. Of course, a quick wrap in COVID world. The Cats falling tonight 74-71 on another slightly controversial late call in the ballgame as they fall in overtime. And let's take a quick look. We'll just give you the top scores for Goddard. Really, there was a top scorer as Noah Reese just absolutely destroyed the Cats. 37 of the 74 points on the board, so half of them belonging to Noah Reese. He also had 12 rebounds in the ballgame. James Torres, their other double-digit scorer, he had 10. The Rockets out rebounding the Cats tonight. They had 31 total as a team, and a lot more chances from the free throw line as they wind up going 21 of 29 from the free throw stripe tonight. 22 turnovers forced by the Cats as we turn the page for Lovington. Much more balanced scoring for the Wildcats, but I guess when you got Reese and you're the Rockets, you got all you need. Leading scorer tonight for us, Tayton Hilliard chipped in 24. Great performance by Tayton tonight. 18 points for Kobe Sandoval. He had 12 points. Jared Jeffrey, 10 points. Isaac Henson, 5 in the book for Adam Aguilera, and 2 points for Damian Ortiz. Lovington goes 16 of 20 from the free throw line. Leading rebounder was Jeffrey with 7, but only 23 rebounds as a team for the Wildcats. They turned the ball over 22 times in this one as well. None more so than that foul that turned in, of course, to a turnover and led to the free throws, which ultimately leads to the difference in the ball game. But the Cats, not a lot of time to lick their wounds as we've got a battle of the Cats tomorrow back at the friendly confines of Wildcat Gym. Don Morgan, yours truly, we will be on the air here on Z94 KZOR about 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. Also on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel as well. So maybe the Cats can turn their luck around with the Purple Cats from Clovis coming into town tomorrow. So with that, we will put a wrap on it, my friends, as the Rockets just hung around, and proved to be too much for Lovington in this one. Our final tonight, 74-71. For Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Goddard. This is Wildcat Basketball, an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports. Good night, everybody.